What's up, gang? We're back with more Shazam tech. I've been playing a little bit, the occasional match with RoboHawk 805. He's a Nightwing, Batman, and Martian Manhunter player. We just fart around like, I don't know, maybe once a month. And he plays Nightwing. And I wanted to test, my skills against... Basically, I've been doing just a little bit of training against his wake-up options. So let's get this party started and see what Shazam can do. So, Nightwing has a few. He has a couple of good options. One for, I think it's like 2 in bow stance, and 1 in this stance, and even then, not the best. So that was his projectile. You can dunk on that fairly easily from both Achilles Clutch and Herculean Might. A Scream of Fury is a little different. Kind of has like this really weird high vertical hitbox. Like, if you'll look where I get hit, sort of like right up above his head, even though the thing isn't there, even though the Eskrima isn't there. So yeah, that is a weird one, and if he does that, you can beat it with jump 3 and jump 2, but it's just a little funky. So I think it's better to sort of go for Achilles Clutch. And in general, Achilles Clutch is the better option when facing Nightwing in every instance. So Scream of Fury, just use Achilles Clutch. Flip Kick is sort of interesting in that you can beat it with either an early jump 3 or jump 2. Excuse me. It has to be early if you do Achilles Clutch. So look out. And if you do manage to get this, I think he was my stable combo. Let's see if I can get it. %. So man, if you're hitting that, beefy damage. You can also do jump 2, which I believe is a little easier, floats him a little bit higher. This one you'll have to do even earlier. Oh, maybe you can't hit it. I was pretty sure you could hit this. Okay, so jump 3 is the one for beating. What is this move called again? For flip kick. And then I think you beat it pretty easily with jump 2. Yeah, that's easy. Cool, so after, while he's in a Screama stance, you want to typically end combos like this. It's just a little bit easier. Flip kick doesn't come out, and it's much easier to punish. And I think he has, one more move? Scatter Bomb, which is an aerial, but which can also be dunked on fairly easily. Cool. Ground Blast? Is that the... Yeah, so that... You will destroy that move at any point in time, like I said. So yeah, Ground Blast, you'll nuke with jump 3 or jump 2. Now when it gets a little tricky and where there's actually something to talk about, is staff stance. So we're gonna give him the staff. So in staff stance, he has 2 really actually very solid wake-up options. He has Flying Grayson, that's Staff Spin. You know what? Staff Spin is worth talking about. Staff Spin is actually the better wake-up. It's safe. We're gonna set this to auto. I believe it's like, I actually can't remember how plus it is. Let's see. So this move is -6, so it's safe, unless you have a 6-frame button, which Shazam does not. Unless his down one is, I can't remember. And then, yeah, when you meter burns it, super plus. Ground Blast, we don't need to worry about that. And then Flying Grayson is -3. Okay. So, what does this mean? So staff spin is really interesting in that it has a fairly high vertical hitbox, just like a Scream of Fury. So it is possible to beat, but the timing is tricky. So it's sort of like an early, it's an early jump 3, right? You gotta get it, you gotta get out there pretty early, and then it's actually kind of hard to hit because you hit so early and he's so low to the ground that it's kind of hard to combo. You can do it, just a little tough. Okay, so the other thing that's worth noting about this is jump 2 will not beat it after Herculean Might. It just sort of creates this force field of spinning metal. However, jump 2 totally works after Achilles Clutch. Jump 3, however, does not. Right, so jump 2 is your friend. A little early, but still not super hard to do. The other thing to do, so this move I would say again, probably best to end with Achilles Clutch, just because it's more reliable. It looks like you have to do jump 2 a little bit earlier than you think. Yeah, you're not trying to come down on the other side of Nightwing. You're trying to come down sort of on top of his head. Obviously, a lot of recovery. You can do whatever you want if he ends up whiffing it. And then let's check out Flying Grayson, which is a really it's good. This move is good. Like on Wake Up, it's great. So it does 13% damage if you get hit by it. Right? That's like a respectable chunk of damage for a Wake Up. It goes through. If you're trying to pressure, it goes through a bunch of Shazam's armored moves, and it's really difficult to punish with armor unless you hold it at like sort of max distance, like this. That's the only way to do it. If you dash up, he'll go over. It's the same here. Yeah. So this move is actually fairly difficult to punish with armored moves. It's also impossible to punish if you're jumping in. It's just a get out of jail free card for sure, right? There's just nothing you can do. He's just too mobile. That being said, though, and I did this to Robohawk a couple of times. You can dash up and punish with a down 2. Actually, you can dash up and punish with anything you want. So it has sort of like this aerial. There's no like invincibility the same way that Staff and Grayson has. Like you can't run up to Staff, or excuse me, yeah, you can't run up to. Is that what the move is called? Staff and Grayson. Staff spin. So you can't run up to Staff spin and push any buttons. You'll get dunked on. But this move, you can even hit. So that. Right, you can't do that, and I just tried to down 1 there. That's impossible. But you can do that, right? I think you can you just run up and like even do it. Right, you can even down 3. So the way to beat this move is to get, especially if they're like trigger heavy, because this is a fairly solid attack. And you can get some decent damage, even if you want to spend some meter, right? So that's okay. Actually, 39 for 2 meters is not okay. Just stick with the 32%. But yeah, you can do fun stuff even. I think, yeah. So you can do beefy stuff like that. If you know that they're going to do this. Obviously, if you respect their wake-ups, and you know they're a smart player. Don't try anything so bold, maybe. But still, it's fun, dude. That's a fun trick to pull out. Especially since this was such a good move to use, because it's also -3 on blocking, like super hard to punish. So dash out and block, right? There's like you definitely can't Shazam at the very least can't. What is it's -3, but I don't think it's. That said reversal. Let's have them duck though. Yeah. So you can reversal it, but you won't grab them if they're ducking. So that's not guaranteed at all. Cool. So Flying Grayson, very tricky to beat. However, you can also do just a straight up. Let's see. Just a straight up jump. Oh, I wish that worked. That would be great. You just jump straight up in the air and do jump 2. Oh. Obviously, the combo will take a little bit of fine-tuning, but it's not that hard. I believe the same. You can do the same with Herculean Might. You just have to know they're gonna do it, which can be tricky. So yes. Also, if you do that and they pull out staff spin, I probably should have. I think maybe you can't beat this. Okay, never mind. Okay, so in the Nightwing matchup, if he's in a Screama stance, you typically want to end in Achilles Clutch and do a jump 3 or a jump 2. Both of them are decent options, but jump 3 is better because you'll knock him out of his flip kick. And that's an early jump 3. If he's in staff stance, you want to give him. You don't want to let him know that Flying Grayson isn't the best ability. You can start punishing it immediately, sure, but it's so much better to just pull that out later in the game. Oh, it's so dirty. I love it. Cool. So that's how you fight Nightwing. When he's in a Screama stance, you use jump 3 after Achilles Clutch to hopefully knock down his flip kick. And in staff stance, you want to end in Achilles Clutch. If he gets wise, and then donk him with your jump 2. If he does staff spin, and then if he does Flying Grayson, you can either jump straight up after Achilles Clutch and get in combo, or you can run up and press any button you want, and you'll beat the move. And that's it. And then you can do some serious, fun, awesome damage. So yeah, that's it, gang. You at least gotta dash it. Let's end with just this little guy. If I can get it. You guys saw me do it before. Oh. Doesn't matter what else happens. You saw it here. That's how you beat Nightwing's Wakeups and Injustice with Shazam. Peace, gang.